And we begin tonight with breaking news from the Middle East. 2 U.S. military bases in Iraq, as you just saw on NBC, have come under fire from Iran. The Defense Department says more than 24 missiles targeted the Al-Assad air base in western Iraq's Anbar province, as well as Erbil in northern Iraq. There's no word on injuries or deaths. The Pentagon is still working on damage estimates. In the meantime, this comes less than a week after the U.S. airstrike that killed General Soleimani, an Iranian Revolutionary Guard commander, an attack that Iran has threatened to avenge. Idaho Senator Jim Risch is the chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee on the Senate side, joins us now on the phone, also a member of the Intelligence Committee. So, Senator, I know there are a lot of things that you are privy to on this attack and this most recent event that you cannot speak to, but this is an active night in Washington, another active night at the Pentagon, the White House, and wherever members of the committees that you chair and sit on. What is your initial takeaway from what happened hours ago in an act of retaliation?
Yeah, well, Mark, the lights are on here tonight, and they're going to be on late and all night, probably. I was in intelligence. In fact, I chaired the Intelligence Committee this afternoon as the chairman had another commitment. So I spent all afternoon with our intelligence people, and there was no doubt that this was coming. The background on it, of course, is over the last year, the Iranians have done a number of things against us, starting with they blew up a couple of oil tankers and we did nothing. They shot down a drone and we did nothing. They attacked the Saudi Arabia oil plant where 100 Americans were working. We did nothing. And then they launched 12 attacks against our bases in Iraq, and we did nothing. But finally, on the 13th attack, on December whatever it was, just within the last week, they killed an American and injured 4 American soldiers. And at that point, the president had enough. We've been warning them. The president had been, numerous people here had been warning the Iranians, both publicly and through the back channels that are available to us, even though we don't have formal relations with their country. We'd been warning them that they just couldn't do this, and of course, the red line was going to be death of any American, and they were just reckless about it, and eventually got the job done and killed somebody. So the president had enough, and he ordered that Soleimani be killed. I'm struck by the fact that the Democrats are whining about this business, and yet President Obama had taken out Osama bin Laden and numerous other characters, and did good, and we praised him for it. I'm just absolutely struck that this guy, who's a very bad guy, his body count was much higher than Osama bin Laden's as far as the people that he had killed.
Let me ask you this.
But in any event, here we are, and the Iranians promised revenge, and tonight it's coming, and they're going to have a very bad day here pretty quickly.
Senator, we haven't seen any reports on injuries or worse to U.S. forces. Is there anything that you can pass along?
I can't right now, Mark. That stuff's all classified. It really needs to come from the official source, so that rumors don't start and that sort of thing. So I'm going to let that be for now. I think you're going to be getting reports on this pretty quickly. Look, we do not want a war with Iran. Certainly not with the Iranian people. They're good people. They deserve better than what they've got for leadership. But they've started something, and we if they continue on, we're going to finish it, and they're not going to like what happens.
As I mentioned, the committee that you chair, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, is charged with overseeing diplomacy with foreign governments. Is there a chance for talks to see if there is any shot at halting further escalation?
Mark, I can't answer that question at this point. You always hope there is. I mean, that's the way these things should be resolved. The difficulty with dealing with the Iranians is they just simply aren't honest brokers. They cheat, they lie, they will do anything to get their way and get through a crisis. So negotiations with them have gone very, very badly every time that we've sat down with them. So I think at this point it is where it is. I suspect you're not going to see a war that lasts very long. I think you're going to see a war that doesn't include the kind of recent wars we've seen, like in Iraq and Afghanistan, where there's or Vietnam for that matter, where there's a lot of boots on the ground. There's just no tolerance for that today. But we don't, we've got ability to conduct warfare from a distance. We don't want to do this, but the president has to do something. I mean, he can't at this point when they attack bases like they have done. The president has to do something, and there are a number of options being sorted out right now, and that regime is going to hear from us pretty quickly.
Well, I was just going to finish up this interview, Senator, by asking you about the president who said he's prepared to come down hard should there be a retaliatory strike. They have, hearing you talk about war, leads me to believe that we are headed down that road right now.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where else it goes, Mark. I've been in this business for quite a while, and it will be wonderful if everybody said, "Well, wait a minute, let's stop, catch our breath, and talk." But the parties just aren't in that frame of mind right now. I mean, the Iranians, we went a year of just not responding to the attacks that they did, and in that part of the world, they don't respect reasonable tolerance. What they respect is force, and so I think as hard as it is to accept, I don't think the president has any choice where we are. I mean, the other way we could do it would be to run up the white flag and turn our backs and run. I think for our reputation in the world and our interests in the world, and I don't think we can do that.
Senator Jim Risch, we appreciate your time tonight. Our thoughts and prayers go out for the brave men and women of our military that are there in harm's way in the Middle East, and we will talk to you very soon. Thank you, Senator.
Amen, Mark, and thank you so much.
Okay.
Wow. The families watching tonight as well who have family members stationed there. We're also thinking of you. And basically, Senator Risch said we are heading down that path, Mark. We are headed to war.
And it sends shivers down
your
spine.
It really does.
All right.